Hello and welcome to the Leave Your Legacy Show. I'm your host, Kenyon Murray. If this is your first time checking out the program, I want to say thank you for being here. And if you've been rocking with me for a while, you already know what this is. This is a place where we talk about growth, purpose, faith, leadership, and becoming the person God called you to be. Today's episode is personal, it's intentional, and it's something I want to speak over my life and maybe over yours as we step into a new year. Because my word for 2026 is consistency. Not motivation, not grind, not hustle, not new year, new me, consistency. And I want to spend a few minutes breaking down why that word matters, why it's powerful, and how it can become a catalyst for a breakthrough year. Let me start here. Most people don't fail because they don't have talent. They don't fail because they don't have a dream. They don't fail because they don't want it bad enough. A lot of people fail because they can't stay consistent. They start strong, then disappear. They'll get excited, then get distracted. They'll be disciplined for a week, and then life hits them and they quit. And I'm not saying that with judgment because I've lived it. I've had seasons where I was fired up but not stable. I was inspired but not consistent. I had a big vision but didn't always have the daily habits to match it. And what I've learned is this. Consistency is what turns potential into progress. Consistency is what separates people who talk about it from people who become it. So when I prayed about 2026, I didn't ask for a word that sounded good. I asked for a word that would shape me. And I believe this year, God is calling me to build something that lasts. Not something emotional, not something temporary, not something based on how I feel. Something rooted, something disciplined, something consistent. Here's the thing about consistency. Consistency is like planting a seed. When you plant a seed, you don't get results the next morning. You don't water the ground once and say, hey, why hasn't anything changed? No, you water it daily. You protect it, you nurture it, and over time it grows. Consistency is the same way. Most breakthroughs don't happen because someone's got lucky. They happen because someone stayed faithful to the process long enough for the results to show up. Let me say that again. Breakthrough is rarely sudden. It's usually the reward of consistent obedience. And this is where people mess up. They want the harvest without the habits. They want the transformation without the discipline. They want the result without the repetition. But consistency is repetition with a purpose. Consistency says, I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep building. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep trusting God even when I don't see it yet. Because the truth is, your life changes when your daily choices change. And the daily choice that changes everything is consistency. Now, let me clear something up because some people hear consistency and they immediately feel pressure. Like you got to be perfect. Like you can't miss a day. Like you can't ever get tired. Like you can't ever struggle. That's not what I'm talking about. Consistency is not perfection. Consistency is commitment. Consistency is saying, I'm going to get back up. I'm going to reset. I'm going to stay in it. Consistency is what you do after the slip. Consistency is what you do after the setback. Consistency is what you do when life throws you off schedule. Because real growth isn't about never failing. It's about refusing to stay down. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, man, I've tried before, I've failed before, I've started and stopped. Let me encourage you. Consistency isn't proven when it's easy. Consistency is proven when it's hard and you keep going anyway. Here's another reason consistency is my word for 2026. Consistency creates confidence. Not confidence because people clap for you. Not confidence because you got approval. Not confidence because you went viral. Real confidence comes from keeping promises to yourself. When you do what you say you're going to do, when you show up again, when you keep going, when you start to trust yourself again, that changes everything. Because when you trust yourself, you stop negotiating with weakness. You stop making excuses. You stop looking for shortcuts. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You move with conviction. And let me say something important. The world doesn't reward the most gifted people. The world rewards the most consistent people. The consistent parent, the consistent leader, the consistent builder, athlete, entrepreneur, the consistent servant. Consistency creates the kind of confidence that doesn't shake when the season changes. Now I want to take this deeper because for me, consistency isn't just a self-help concept. Consistency is spiritual because faith isn't proven by what you say once. Faith is proven by what you do repeatedly. There's a scripture that always comes to mind when I think about consistency. Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. That verse is consistency. That verse is discipline, perseverance, endurance. And I believe in 2026, this is a harvest year for a lot of people. But the question is, will you stay consistent long enough to reach it? Because the harvest doesn't come to the talented. The harvest comes to the faithful. The harvest comes to the consistent. And consistency is saying, God, I trust you even when I don't see the full picture. Consistency is praying daily, reading daily, serving, forgiving, leading, being patient daily. That's how character is formed. That's how legacy is built. So what does consistency actually look like this year? Let me make it practical. Consistency looks like doing the small things that matter, keeping routines even when motivation fades, choosing discipline over emotion, showing up on the days you feel behind, not letting one bad day turn into a bad week, not letting one mistake turn into a mindset. Consistency looks like choosing growth when no one is clapping. Consistency looks like being the same person in private that you are in public. Consistency looks like alignment. And this year, I'm committed to consistency in these areas. My faith, daily prayer, daily connection, daily surrender. My health, movement, nutrition, rest, recovery, stewardship. My family and relations, being present, communicating, leading with love, choosing unity. My work, building what God called me to build one day at a time. Not rushing, not forcing, not comparing, just consistent. So as I close this episode, I want to challenge you with this. Don't just choose a word for the year that sounds good. Choose a word that will shape your life. And if you're listening now and you feel like you've been stuck, if you've been frustrated, if you've been waiting on a breakthrough, let me tell you something. Your breakthrough might not require a new opportunity. It might require a new level of consistency. Consistency will take you where motivation never could, because motivation is emotional, but consistency is intentional. Consistency is a decision. So my word for 2026 is consistency. And I'm speaking this over my life. I will be consistent in the things that matter. I will be consistent when it's hard. I'll be consistent when it's slow. I'll even be consistent when it's uncomfortable. I'll be consistent when no one sees it. I'll be consistent because I know God is building something in me. And I believe the same for you. Stay steady, stay faithful, stay disciplined. Because consistency is the bridge between who you are and who you're becoming. If this episode encouraged you, give us a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. And as always, keep showing up, keep building, keep trusting the process. Until next time, let's keep connecting. The Leave Your Legacy podcast is brought to you by Covenant Workplace Solutions. Covenant is a full-service workplace mental health and wellness partner, helping organizations across the country strengthen the lives of their employees and the families they go home to every day. Your employee assistance program should raise the bar, not simply check the box. And Storyline Multimedia. Storyline is an Iowa City-based media company that creates high-quality video, photo, and audio for local businesses. They produce a number of great podcasts, including this one. If you're interested in sharing your story, please contact them at storylinemultimedia.com. And remember, your story matters.